Hi. Today we are going to be talking about writing expressions, which is section 5.2. You have a chart here with the four different operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and some keywords or phrases that would represent those operations. So take a moment, pause the video to read through some of these. I'm going to put a star next to subtraction and division. And the reason for that is those in particular, those operations, the order that you write the numbers in matters. For example, 5 minus 1 is different than 1 minus 5. Or 2 divided by 1 is different than 1 divided by 2. So you want to be careful if your problems specify the order that you need to write your words in. Example 1, write each phrase as an expression. So we have 8 fewer than 21. Well, we know fewer than is subtraction, so we're going to use a subtraction symbol. But we now need to figure out the order because order matters. 8 fewer than 21. How would you solve that? If someone said you have 8 fewer than 21, you would take away 8 from 21. Now we're going to leave this like this because all we're asked to do is write the phrase as an expression. We're not asked to solve it. Part B, the product. Product is a multiplication word of 30 and 9. So that is the expression that we would write. We're going to write each phrase as an expression again. There's a common error over here. This is what I was just saying before. When writing expressions involving subtraction or division, order is important. For example, the quotient of a number x and 2 means x divided by 2, not 2 divided by x. So it's written in a specific order. Let's look at part A. 14 more than a number x. So now we're using our variables. We know more than means addition. 14 more than a number x. So we are adding 14 to x. I would also take this as an answer where you write 14 first and x second. That's because the operation is addition and you can swap them. We'll talk about that in, I think it's the next section, the next unit. Part B, a number y minus 75. So minus tells me to subtract a number y minus 75. So we write it in that order. And last one, the quotient of 3 and a number z. Quotient is a division word. And we're going to write it in the order that it's written in the problem. When you have the word quotient, you just use the order of the problem. So 3 divided by z. Okay, example 3. The length of Interstate 90 from the west coast to the east coast is 153.5 miles more than 2 times the length of Interstate 15 from Southern California to northern Montana. That's a whole lot of words. Let's break it apart. Let M be the length of Interstate 15. So if you don't have a variable in a word problem like this where you have to create an expression, you want to write on the side what your variable is and what it's representing. So this is M is the length of Interstate 15. Which expression can you use to represent the length of Interstate 90? So basically, once we have our variable, we can build our expression around it. So M is the length of Interstate 15, and we see that we are doubling 2 times the length of Interstate 15. So I am going to write 2 times M. Remember, we don't need a multiplication symbol anymore. And then what are we doing to that doubled amount? Well, it says the length of Interstate 90 is 153.5 miles more than 2 times the length of Interstate 15. This is the expression that represents that word problem. So A is our answer. Example 4. You plant a cypress tree that is 10 inches tall. Each year, its height increases by 15 inches. Write an expression that represents the height in inches after T years. What is the height after 9 years? So I'm going to just put a note on the side that T is the number of years. And then I'm going to build my expression around that. So if T is the number of years and each year, the word each is important, the height increases by 15 inches. That means that we are multiplying 15 by the number of years. We also know that we were already 10 inches tall. So we already had those 10 inches included in our expression. So this is the expression. Now we have to answer the question. What is the height after 9 years? We rewrite the expression with an empty set of parentheses where we can insert the number of years. And then we have to use order of operations to solve. We're going to do multiplication first. And then addition. So 145, and we are doing this in terms of inches. So we label. Example 5. For A, we've got 5 multiplied by the sum of a number and 2. We're going to use any totaling number like this. Sum is for addition. Difference is for subtraction. Product is for multiplication, and division. Quotient is for division. So anytime you have a word like that, where it's asking you for the answer, because these are the answers to these types of problems, you're going to use parentheses. So 5 multiplied by the sum, parentheses, of a number, so let's just use x and 2. So 5 times the sum of x and 2. You do not need that dot in there. You can rewrite this as 5 directly next to parentheses because we know that is multiplication as well. Part B, last problem. The difference of 6 and a number, so I'm going to put this in parentheses, the difference of 6 and a number divided by 3. And that's the end of those notes.